to Book Talk session. My name is Charlene, and today I will be sharing with you the book that I am currently reading in this Book Talk session. That is the Book of M. The Book of M is written by Peng Shepherd, and the Book of M is adult fiction, and it falls under the category of fantasy, science fiction, dystopia, post-apocalyptic, magical realism, science fiction, fantasy. Before we begin, let me share with you the summary of the book, which is available here at the back of the book. Now, the summaries goes like this. One afternoon, at an outdoor market in India, a man's shadow disappears. An occurrence science cannot explain. He is only the first. The phenomenon spreads like a plague. While those afflicted gain a strange new power, it comes at a horrible price, the loss of all their memories. Ori and his wife Max have escaped the forgetting so far by hiding in an abandoned hotel deep in the woods. Their new life feels almost normal until one day Max's shadows disappear too. Knowing that the more she forgets, the more dangerous she will become to Ori, Max runs away, but Ori refuses to give up the time they have left together. Desperate to find Max before her memory disappears completely, he follows her trail across a perilous, unrecognizable world, braving the threats of roaming bandits, the call to a new war being waged on the ruins of the capital, and the rise of a sinister cult that worship the shadowless. As they journey, each search for answers. For Ori, about love, about survival, about hope. And for Max, about a new force growing in the south that may hold the cure. Initially, I picked up this book because of the intriguing cover and the title of the book. Beautiful cover, I would say, and it does capture the sense of post-apocalypse, dark color around the edges and deep blue in the middle, mesmerizing. As for the title, it's catchy, the Book of M. What does M stands for? Upon reading the summary, I deduce M is for memory, but I feel that it's rather conflicting because the book highlighted about the pandemic of losing shadow. So why is it called the Book of Why is it not called the Book of S, as for shadow? But then as I progress into the chapters, memory is a heavy topic in the book aside from losing shadow. Which to that I find to be interesting, a pandemic of which human loses their shadows, and with that they forget. On the bright side, however, they gain strange new power. I am currently at the middle of the book and I have not yet uncovered a strange new power, but there is a negotiation with the Red King and rumors going around about this mysterious identity that is the transcendent. And I am wondering if this identity tied up to that strange power. Apart from that, humans are categorized as two categories, shadow and shadowless. The book also touches on the pandemic, the search of pandemic, how people are getting through it, how countries cope, how people are affected, which to me is interesting. There's a realism to the story as well, but of course, since this is also a thriller book, there's an exaggeration as to how it is handled. Spoiler alert, putting down suspected infection and other presence of desperate measure for survival, which I think can get pretty graphic, but this is one of the reasons that I keep on reading. The author doesn't hold back and I can picture it happening. And in the midst of post-apocalypse, what you see or what you think you know is not necessarily the case. Shadowless is described to be violent as they are forgetting and their actions are not making sense, while the shadow is described as the better version. But will that be the case when people are put into desperate situation? Are all shadowless as violent and mindless as described? And these are just few elements of the book. The book also touches on human interaction or relationship, friends, family, and romantic relationship. I think it's beautiful to be able to see the variation of this in the book and how the author captures this in the thrilling pandemic and post-apocalyptic setting. All these are experienced through the two main characters, Ori and Max, as they survive and separated due to different wanting. Ori believes staying put is the option, while Max, who loses her shadows, thinks otherwise. Explore, hoping to hear good news somewhere else. Maybe there is a cure, maybe someone can help them from forgetting. So far in my read, I found the book to be interesting, and I do want to get to the end to see if there's a cure as hoped by Max. Will Max and Ori be reunited? Will humans work together in the end, staying together, helping each other, getting through the post-apocalyptic instead of forming different teams or alliances or community with different agenda on mind? For instance, I have encountered three that is ransacking other survivor for supply without mercy while trying to survive without other goal besides that. Second, growing strong together and providing shelters and taking in survivor regardless with shadow or without shadow. Third is teams of mindful, aware, shadowless. There's a lot of splits as you can see, and the question is, will they be able to work and help together, or will they just stay the same as it is? The Book of M received multiple prizes, and these are some of them. First is From Time. It says eerily magical. At the heart of the novel is a timeless questions about the meaning of memory. And second one that I picked is from Brad Thor, #1 New York Times best-selling author on today's show. It is an incredible concept, and she is a brilliant new fiction writer. This is someone who you are eventually going to have on this couch. She is that good. And the third praise by Bustle. A beautiful and haunting story about the power of memory and the necessity of human connection. This book is a post-apocalyptic masterpiece and the one dystopian novel you really need to read this year. And that is all from me. I gotta get back to reading the book and see how it unfolds. Thank you for your time. For more novel like this or other, check our collection on OPEC, as Sarawak State Library do provide material for leisure reading. I hope you found your book. With that, bye-bye!